Hello, Year 3. Good to see you again. I hope you enjoyed our little tour last week. This week, we are going to be looking at why Islamic art never actually shows a picture of Allah. And I think already you would probably be able to give me a pretty good answer for this, because this is something we've kind of concentrated on over the last few lessons. But let's have a look. We're going to recap some of what we've learned, and we're going to prepare ourselves because next lesson and the lesson afterwards, we're going to concentrate on designing our own version of one of those repeating Islamic tiles that we looked at last lesson. So this is a painting. It's by a man called Michelangelo. It's actually on a ceiling. It's called the Sistine Chapel in the Vatican City in Rome. It doesn't show the Islamic God. It doesn't show a Muslim God. I wonder which religion you know. Sorry, let me rephrase that. I wonder if you know which religion is based in the Vatican City in Rome. It's Christianity, so or Catholic Christianity at least, and that's where this painting was painted. And it shows on the left-hand side here is Adam, who's the first human being, if you remember your Bible stories. So Adam and Eve, and this is Adam. And on the right-hand side here is God, the Christian God, surrounded by angels, but wearing a beard, big flowy grey hair, wearing a nice sort of pink tunic. And it's him creating Adam. It's called the creation of Adam. But it's a picture of God, which is not uncommon in Christian art. It's not uncommon to go to an art gallery and see an actual picture of God looking like a human being, dressed like a human being. You know, that's not unusual. What is very, very unusual would be to see the same thing in an Islamic art gallery or in the showing of Islamic art. So Christian God is shown as looking like a human being. Muslims would never show Allah looking like this. Why is that? So we looked at these different facts about Allah. So let's remind ourselves. Allah has always existed. Allah knows everything that can be known. Allah can do anything. Allah has no shape or form. And Allah is not male or female. And we've already discussed why that would make it so difficult for a Muslim to sit down and draw Allah. But that's not the total answer, because actually all of those things arguably apply to the Christian God as well. All of those things apply to the God that we just looked at in that painting. And yet Christians still try and draw and paint and imagine what God looked like. But Muslims don't do that. Muslims argue it would be impossible to draw Allah because they have no form or shape, and because Allah is too big and too impressive for humans to imagine. It would be disrespectful, Muslims argue, to try and draw a picture of Allah because you would never, ever be able to do it justice. You just wouldn't. You could never use enough paint. You could never draw something that was so beautiful or so big or so impressive to be right. Do you agree with that? Do you think it is possible to draw a picture of a god or gods? Be interested to know what you think about that. So we've actually already looked at 3 different ways that Muslims represent Allah. Can you remember what they are? Well, if you look in your booklet, this is what we're going to fill out today. We've got those 3 ways here. They are repeating tile patterns that show that Allah is infinite and goes on forever. A beautifully decorated Quran that represents the beauty of Allah's creation. And finally, Arabic calligraphy that allows... I'm covering up the text there, that's really helpful. It allows Muslims to show Allah without having to draw Allah. So there we are. In your booklet, repeating tile patterns, decorated Quran pages, and calligraphy. And all you have to do is just write a little bit of text about how each art piece shows Muslim beliefs about Allah. And I've helped you out on the slide here, but perhaps calligraphy will be the difficult one because you can't actually see what's written there. So have a go at doing that. And that's your booklet work for today. And the next lesson, I'm going to be talking to you about how we design our own version of one of these repeating tile patterns. So I will see you then. Have a great week. Goodbye.